On this episode of Edging Wheels, I'm in a poorly lit garage to answer the question that many of you haven't asked. Is a Porsche 944 reliable? Now you may wonder why I'm in this not lit garage. It's three reasons. One is because this garage has no lighting, it's not wired yet. Two is because if I were to put the car out in the driveway, sit in it, talk to myself while some cameras are pointed at me, my neighbors would think I'm weird. And three, because this is in my hand and not in the car. Now for those of you that don't know what this is, not recognizing it, this is the Porsche's ECU. Or its DME, or its steel magic box that does many things. Yeah, this is out of the car because this happened. Yes, what happened there was I was going down the road about 70 miles an hour, about 70 miles an hour, and it just cut out. The engine just died. Nothing out of the ordinary, and it was gone. So I pulled over to the side of the road and waited, called for backup, waited for a tow to come, and got back in the car just to film some proof that it had happened, and this happened. Holy crap, it started. Oh my god. Yeah, that's right. It started right back up. So the problem, hopefully, is with the ECU here. So I'm going to send it off to professional, have them rebuild it, check, fix whatever's wrong with it. Now I say hopefully because if there is nothing wrong with this, not only is it going to cost me more money, but there's gremlins in the car somewhere around here. There could be a faulty wire, it could be a faulty ground, a wire with a loose connection, it could be anything. Now, I think it's this, and I hope it's this, because it also has other symptoms that aren't just cutting out while I'm going at speed. Like, it has trouble starting sometimes. It'll act like the mass airflow is unplugged. Whatever, I won't bore you with details with it. There's a very distinct list I made of other things I have had to replace in the car, because one instance does not reliability make. Alright, so let's start off. When I bought the car, it had a massive oil leak that they did not tell me about when I bought the car. Would have been nice to know, but whatever. That was due to the balance shaft seals. Got them fixed. Wasn't very cheap. At some point in time, there was green fluid on the ground underneath the car that looked different than the oil that was usually underneath it. So I had to have the water pump replaced. Also not cheap. One time when I left class, I put my foot down on the clutch, and it didn't come back up. That indicated a large problem, so I drove 2 hours before I could get help and found out the clutch slave was out, and somehow I made it home after a 2-hour drive. I don't know how it lasted that long, but I got lucky on that one. When I got the car, the hatch struts were out. I replaced them. Easy. Cheap. Not much to see there. Another thing that was easy and cheap, the shift linkage has lots of play in it. It was like that when I bought the car, I replaced it. It's already worn out again, so I need to replace it again, I guess. I feel like it's missing a bushing. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you know. Yes. We come to one of the very few faults of the car that is a known fault of the car. So when you're going at speed, and you want to reset the trip, say measuring gas mileage or something like that, you reset the trip while you're moving, and it will strip all the gears and the odometer stops working. So somebody did that in this car at 52,783 miles, and the odometer has stayed there ever since. So I have no idea how many miles are on this car, and I should probably have that fixed. I've had the car for 2 years now, and it's still not fixed, so do you think it's going to happen? Neither do I. A recurring fault in this car is the air conditioning. When I got the car, the air conditioning didn't work. In fact, when I got the car, the heater was jammed on, which was just a matter of fixing a cable, but that was annoying. But the air conditioning didn't work. And then one day I just decided to turn the knob, and the air conditioning kicked on. And not only did it kick on, it was blowing cold air. It blew out snow at one point, which was amazing. And then it stopped working. And I knew it was because when I was working underneath the car, I accidentally hit one of the AC lines and let some of the coolant out. So that was bad. That was kind of my fault. So I took it into the shop. They recharged it, got it home, still didn't come on. So I took it back. They fixed whatever solenoid or valve or whatever it was that made it kick on, and it kicked on. Blew warm air. So I took it back to the shop again. It blew cold air for about a week. Then it blew warm air again. So I took it back to the shop again, and it worked perfectly for about a month, and then it still won't kick on again. I haven't taken it back to the shop again. Can you imagine that's getting a little tiresome? So at its current state, the air conditioner works sometimes. So do you really label this car with all of its faults? I've only had this for 2 years, and all of those things have gone wrong. And I'm pretty sure some others are about to. But would you label this car as reliable? Now, if you compare it to, say, something new like a Honda Accord, something average, commutery, reliable, then no, of course it isn't reliable. But that's missing the point entirely. This is a 32-year-old Porsche. You buy it cheap because you know it's going to require some maintenance. So I describe the reliability of this car as if it were government. Because as with government, if you funnel in money yearly, a good chunk of money, it will run mostly how you expect it to. However, if you miss one of those payments, it will come and find you. It will haunt you, and it will attack you. It will find you where you least expect it. So remember to keep up your tax payments. Otherwise, a 944 will come attacking you. Or something like that. Something like that. But yeah, I would say it's reliable. I don't know where I'd draw the line with that. I'd say it's more reliable than, say, an Alfa Romeo of the same year. I'm not sure what I would say it's less reliable than. Public transport, probably. The way I look at it is, if something breaks, it's a new exciting thing that you have to try to figure out and fix. Hopefully it'll be easy. Otherwise, you're going to be crying. Funny thing is, when it stopped on the side of the road, because it did this multiple times and it's been cutting out at random, but when it stopped on the side of the road, my first thought wasn't, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this situation? My first thought was, oh boy, I'm going to get under the hood and jiggle stuff around until it starts again. Which would indicate a problem with me instead of the car, I would say.